Hey everybody, it's Kelly Lehman from Cranberry Fields, and we're here today to give you some really great peony tips. So the farm's bursting with peonies, and we wanted to give you some tips on how to have a longer vase life when you're cutting peonies from your garden. We're going to give you some tips on which flowers to arrange them with, so that you once again have a longer life for your arrangement. And we're going to tell you a little bit about what stages that you're going to want to cut your peonies at. So here's a whole bunch of different arrangements that are going out, and one of the things that happens with peonies is once they burst open, they don't have a very long vase life. So these guys are really mature. So these are actually going to a friend because they're only going to be fresh and looking terrific for a few days. And so no one wants to get flowers that you have to get rid of after 2 or 3 days, even though sometimes that does happen with some of the flowers that you might have received in the past. So these guys are gorgeous. They're double blooms. This one is still going to bloom, but the rest of these are probably going to fade after about maybe 2, 3, 4 days. So what we do is when we send out our peony arrangements, we make sure that we have them in all different stages. So when we send out an arrangement, we're going to put some that are full blown so that it looks beautiful when it first arrives. We're going to send some that are in kind of like this marshmallowy stage. And this is actually the best stage to cut your peony flowers at because it's very soft to the touch. And what's going to happen with this marshmallow is it's going to burst open like one of these other guys in a few days. So it still looks beautiful, but it's going to give you those extra few days of vase life to make your arrangement last longer. And sometimes you'll see in your garden some of these these tight buds. So this is not the marshmallow stage. This guy's super tight. So what's going to happen with him is if you cut him at this stage, he's probably not going to open. You can tell there's still some green petals on him. He was actually attached to another bloom. This guy is in the marshmallow stage. So he actually adds some really nice interest to the arrangement, which is fine, but just know that when they're this tight, they're probably not going to open up. So when we send out just pure peonies that are going to wind up looking like this in a few days, some people really want that pure peony look. And I have to say, nothing's more beautiful than just a giant vase of blown open peonies. So when we wind up selling this type of arrangement, we will sell it in this stage. So it's going to arrive looking like this, which is beautiful. And then we'll put a little note attached saying how to care for them, and that you clip the bottom of each of the stems on an angle and then put them in cool water, and you're going to keep them away from heat. And within a few days, this arrangement is going to look like this arrangement. So it usually happens like once a year. Our peonies come up. It only lasts for a few weeks, and then it's like peony madness and everybody wants them. But know that this is the best stage to receive them at. So some people might get it and be like, oh, you know, those are pretty, they're cute. But if you really know your flowers and you know your peonies, you'll get this and be like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe how many peonies are in here, because you know that that's going to turn into this eventually. So just some other ideas for when you have your peonies, if you're arranging them in your house. If you want a longer lasting arrangement, what you could do is, like I said, you're going to add some that are in the marshmallow stage, some that are in that more of a tight bud stage, but you're also going to add them some longer lasting flowers. So we have some variegated Weigela leaves that we love to use this time of year that come from our garden, and we just love these. They're beautiful. We have probably about 10 bushes of these, and they really add some extra interest. And what we also like to add to give an arrangement some extra life is Alstroemeria. I love this flower so much because it will last well over a week. So as these peonies start kind of pooping out, even these guys are going to blow open. They're going to hopefully be good for about a week now because we caught them in a really good bud stage. But now some of these other filler flowers, these guys are going to start taking over. And this is Trichdianthus, another terrific flower to have. This guy lasts forever. He'll be fresh looking for at least 2 weeks. So between this flower, these guys will still look good probably 8 or 9 days later. The Alstroe looks good well after a week. Sometimes even a few carnations thrown in here and there, and you still have an amazing peony arrangement. But once the peonies die out, you still have the joy and the beauty of them, but you also still have now a longer lasting arrangement. So that's just another trick to have for your peony flowers. Keep them cool. Peonies are like all the other flowers. They love being cool. So sometimes people will put them in the garage at night if it's cooler there. If you have an extra refrigerator in the garage, put them in there as long as it's not one of the older models, because some of the older models will have almost like a defrost, and it might get too cold and then too warm in there. But if it's like one of the newer models, definitely pop them in the refrigerator at night. That will give you an extra few days of vase life. Just make sure that they're not by any fruits or vegetables, because fruits and vegetables give off a gas that makes flowers wilt sooner. So keep them away from direct sunlight. Sometimes people keep them next to a beautiful window, not realizing that that's going to take days off of your vase life. So make sure that they're not by direct sunlight. They love it when it's cool. If you can, change the water every day, if not every other day. And if you put the food packet that comes with most flowers in on the first day, that's terrific, because that's going to give the plant some sugar and some antibacteria preventative to like stop any bacteria that starts to form. If you change the water though, you don't have that packet anymore. A simple solution to that is to add a little bit of sugar, and you can add a tiny bit of vodka, because the vodka will work as the antibacterial and the sugar will act as the food. So that's kind of like a quick fix for like instant plant food or instant fresh flower food. So I hope that you enjoyed our peony tips today, and we're going to be putting some of these on Instagram and our website, and please visit us at cranberryfields.com. We have a blog going on there too, and we're constantly putting up more gardening tips. So please join us. And if you liked our video, let us know. Have a great day.